So you want great health, optimum vitality. With health being a global priority and inflation skyrocketing, time and money matter more than ever. So start working smarter, not harder. Introducing OxyFlush by My Healthcare Group. Natural health solutions that provide real results. You see, great health begins in the gut. In fact, the father of modern medicine, Hippocrates, said all disease begins in the gut. Over 70% of your immune system is also in the gut, so it's critically important to keep this area in optimal condition. OxyFlush helps quickly remove accumulated waste and associated toxins from clogging up the colon and preventing proper absorption of nutrients beneficial to your health. The impact is felt body-wide as immune cells are freed up to attend to other areas in need of attention. So, working smarter couldn't be easier. Clean your colon, lose weight and show off the healthier you. Powered by My Healthcare Group.
Gentlemen, welcome to an evening of profound insight into men's health. We are delighted to introduce our distinguished speaker for this special event, the eminent Erin Warden, also known as the Juice Doctor. The Juice Doctor, a clinical nutritionist, detox specialist, and integrated wellness practitioner, is a beacon of health and wellness. Join us every Thursday at 7 p.m. on Zoom as the Juice Doctor takes us on a transformative journey towards optimal health. Not only is the Juice Doctor a gifted speaker, but he's also the visionary force behind multiple revolutionary brands. Through Ask Juice Doctor, he fuses cutting-edge biotechnology with natural cleansing and juice nutrition to achieve optimal health and natural healing from within. And now, introducing Effective Man by Ask Juice Doctor, a health club for men, where he will embark on a journey to guide and coach men to their ultimate well-being. But that's not all. The Juice Doctor is also the driving force behind MI Healthcare, a multifaceted health practice offering cutting-edge solutions, personalized nutritional therapy, and naturopathy using the functional medicine approach. And last but not least, Vivo Nutrients, where the Juice Doctor promotes freedom through well-being, equipping people with the knowledge, tools, and lifestyle changes required to take charge of their health. The Juice Doctor starred on Super Size Kids, a two-part Channel 4 investigation into childhood obesity. Viewers were given an open opportunity to witness the challenges obese children undergo. Don't wait any longer to embrace a healthier you. Join Juice Doctor's OxyFlush 5-Day Challenge. This challenge can change your life, supporting weight loss, immune function, and overall health. The Juice Doctor also designed a 21-day detox program to holistically heal and cleanse the body. Join forces with the Juice Doctor for a life-changing journey. In just 6 weeks, discover the power of holistic health, personalized nutrition, and expert guidance in reversing diabetes. Partner with the Juice Doctor for an 8-week journey to lower blood pressure naturally. Let's make hypertension a thing of the past. Ready to shine this summer? Join the Juice Doctor's Weight Loss Summer Challenge and embark on a journey to transform your body and revitalize your health. Join us as we explore different topics every week on Effective Man. This Thursday, we are going to dive deep into prostate health. Everyone, get ready for an evening of enlightenment and empowerment with Erin Warden, the Juice Doctor. Join us every Thursday at 7 p.m. on Zoom.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome to the Ask Juice Doctor live show today. Thank you so much for logging in, and for those that have logged on nice and early, thank you for making the effort to spend the time with us. Also, thank you to all those that have shared the link with their friends and shared it with their family. We are really, really grateful and honored to be here to serve and impart the information that we've been endowed with to empower and uplift our people. Now, we find that a lot of men are struggling with their health and not really having places to turn to, because we know men tend to suffer in silence. They don't really tend to open up and share what is going on, especially when things are going wrong. They tend to just, put their head in the sand and think, I'm all right, I'm able to get to work, I've got enough energy, so I'll always be okay. And oftentimes, that's not the right approach to have, because things could be developing sometimes undetected, and sometimes even when they are aware that things are going on or going wrong, they generally don't tend to take action until it's often too late. So we are here to really empower men with information that they can use to impact their situation positively and take the relevant steps to really bring about the change that they need, more importantly, to bring their health back into their hands. Now, I'm glad we've got some women on board with us today so that we can share this information with you, and you can then impart this information to your husbands, to your brothers, to your sons, your nephews, your fathers, your uncles, whoever are, of the male sex in your family. I'm sure everybody got access to men in some capacity. So we really want this information to get out to as many men as possible so that they can, utilize it to its fullest extent and really help to transform and put their health back into their hands. Okay, so I'm the Juice Doctor. For those who don't know, I'm here to really share as much knowledge about the areas of things that people don't normally get access to as possible, because as I said, men are one of our target audiences, and we've just started our new Effective Man group where we really coach men and teach them and increase their awareness on different productive health, their hormonal health, their mental health, and areas that really, make man to be the man he's supposed to or designed to be. So our job is to really empower them with as much information and tools and resources as we can so that they can be as ready and prepared as they can for any eventuality. Last week, we touched on benign prostate hyperplasia or benign prostate hypertrophy, where we looked at the enlarged prostate, how the prostate enlargement comes about. We also looked at prostatitis, prostate inflammation, and looked at the progression of how it progresses into prostate cancer and some of the treatment options available for men that are going through that. But we're more focusing on a preventative perspective because we'd rather have people not get sick rather than find themselves in that situation trying to fight the fire after it's already started. So today, we're really going to be focused on how you can prevent yourself from getting into that state in the first place, and some actions you can take, some relevant actions you can take in terms of your food, your diet, your lifestyle, and your supplements. So that's what today's going to be about. Today's going to be all about the solutions that you can use and employ to really improve your health and prevent yourself from or find yourself in a situation where your health is deteriorating due to your prostate enlargement developing into prostatitis or into inflammation or even into prostate cancer. So I'm going to jump right in with the slides that we have today, because I had some slides last week. I find that people find the slides very engaging and a lot more easier to access the information. So I've put it together as a slide presentation to make it easier for you to absorb. If you haven't got a pen and paper, try and take a pen and paper or get hold of a pen and paper, because we are going to provide some really powerful information, hopefully some nuggets that you'll find useful that you may not have been aware of before, that you can use and employ straight away. But everything we always do, we always encourage people to take action, because we're going to provide the information. We go to great lengths to research and put this information together. We use our years of expertise of seeing clients, treating different clients with different situations, helping them to manage or overcome and reverse different conditions. So we really want to make sure that you've got as much of this retained as possible, so you can really utilize the information and take action, because that's what it's about, taking action, because that's the way you're going to see the results. So I'm going to bring up my slides now. Okay, we've got some people in the chat. Welcome, Maxwell. Welcome, Kenrick. Welcome, Wilfred. Welcome all those that are joining us for the first time. It's nice to see some familiar faces and those that were here last week. And I'll tell you a bit more about the offer that we had last week. I know some people have taken advantage and some people have not, because they said that something wasn't working. So I'm going to make sure that we have a live link that you can use today. Also, welcome to those that have joined us on YouTube, because I can see we've got quite a large YouTube following as well, that people are logging in on YouTube. So once you've consumed this information today, please don't forget to share it with your men's group, share it with your network, share it with your family. You can either share the link that you use to log on to today's show, or you can share the YouTube link, which should be available straight away. But if you can't find a YouTube link, just go to Ask Juice Doctor on YouTube, and you should be able to see the live link and the recording, which have the playback immediately available. But if you can't use that, just use the link that you had to log into today's show. Okay. So today we're looking at foods and strategies for improved prostate health. We're going to take a deep dive into some of the foods and the components and the compounds that they possess. Some of them you have in your fridge already. Some of them you may be aware of. Some of you may not be aware of. But you're definitely going to find out today what foods you can use to reduce your BPH or your enlarged prostate. Or if you have prostatitis and inflamed prostate, some of these same tools and resources can also be used to help that and bring that into order as well. But there's another part of having prostate problems is that you may also experience a lot of the side effects of having an enlarged prostate, which may mean that you have problems with your urination. You may be constantly having to urinate through the night because of your enlarged prostate putting the pressure on your bladder. You may find that your libido has gone right down. You may find that your sexual drive or your sexual function, your ability to have, good, healthy, strong erections is also quite negatively impacted as well. So these are some of the things that we're going to help you to be able to address and resolve and hopefully completely reverse once you apply some of these strategies and methods that we're going to share with you today. Now, we always work and believe in prevention being better than cure. Now, we do our body MOT health scan that really gets to highlight the levels of stress on all your organs. We really get to, to grips with where the deficiencies are or the imbalances that may be affecting or impacting your prostate so that you can then be aware to take the relevant action. So just looking at a preventative measure, one of the key preventative measures is always knowing your status. Knowing your status means knowing the state of your organs, knowing the state of your internal systems, knowing the state of your vitamins profile, knowing the state of your mineral profile, your trace elements, etc., to make sure that you're not carrying any deficiencies that could be leading to further problems, and that just by not addressing those deficiencies, you allow yourself to deteriorate into a situation that, could end up, being either a severe case of enlarged prostate or even prostate cancer. So some of these things can be avoided just by you knowing your status, knowing what levels of minerals or vitamins are deficient, and topping them up or using the right foods to increase their availability to your cells, or using supplements. So when we do our body MOT health scan, it shows you, you probably can't see it here, but this on the left, it shows the trace elements, which is all the minerals, starting up at the top with calcium. Then you've got your zinc. You can see the zinc is in the yellow. Zinc is a major player in having and maintaining prostate health, because a lot of your zinc is stored in your prostate itself. So every time a man ejaculates, he dumps a load of zinc. So that leaves him depleted. That's one of the reasons why you have a drop in your energy, because you've dumped a lot of your zinc, which is responsible for modulating a lot of your immune system function and immune response. So if you're low in zinc or have a long-term zinc deficiency, that's the first warning sign that your prostate is going into a state of disorder. And once it hasn't got the zinc, it can then start to enlarge, and then without the protection of the immune protection, can then go into inflammation as well. Okay. So zinc is the key, is the first thing we look at. But we look at that when we do your scan. We get to identify what's happening with your zinc. We get to identify what's happening with your copper. We also get to identify what's happening with your magnesium, your phosphorus, your calcium, your iodine, all of the minerals that are impacting the state of your health. We also look at your B vitamins on the right. You can see your vitamins. As you said, when we do the diabetes scan, a lot of people that have diabetes, especially type 2 diabetes, they're always low in vitamin B1, which is thiamine, which is responsible for helping the body to metabolize carbohydrates. And when people have diabetes, they have a high level of carbohydrate intake, which is like things like your rice, your pasta, your yams, your potatoes, etc. And those foods are quite hard to break down if you haven't got the right levels of B vitamins and the right levels of enzymes. And some of the key signs that that your B vitamins are low, and particularly B1, is that you'll start to get tingling in your hands, tingling in your feet, tingling in your fingers. You sometimes develop carpal tunnels. These are all signs that your B vitamins are low. But when you've done this MOT scan, it really helps you to check the status of your B vitamins, in particular your B1, your B2, your B3, etc., which really helps to prevent that situation from developing or deteriorating into something a little bit more sinister. So let's look at some of the foods that contain these minerals or contain these elements, so that you can really start to get to grips with what your body actually needs, what it's lacking, and what's going to be the best source of you obtaining them. So number one, we're going to look at about 17 or 18 foods. We're going to quickly whiz through them so we can get through some questions as well. If people have some questions, I can see the chat starting to come alive, which is great. If you've got questions, please feel free to put them in the chat. I will do my best to answer them. Now, oh wow. Okay, I want to make sure that people can hear. Now, some people are saying they can't hear. I want to make sure I do a sound check to make sure people can hear me. If you can hear me, give me a 2 in the chat, please, before I proceed any further. I want to make sure you can hear me and I'm broadcasting loud and clear. Give me a 2 in the chat. I'm going to turn my volume up to maximum levels here. Just type a number 2 in the chat if you can hear me. Okay. I'm listening on my phone. Oh, thank you very much, Maxwell. That's great. Okay, so I'm going to quickly have a quick browse over to the chat now. I can't hear you, Kenrick, but you can hear me now, Kenrick. Is that right? Wilfred and Kenrick did. Yeah, okay. Yeah, thank you, Maxwell, for dealing with that. On Vimeo, please, I'd like it to be a video. Yeah, you can see the video. Okay, fantastic. Always deal with all the issues. Okay, so let's look at some foods that you can use to really increase bioavailability of the relevant nutrients, compounds, phenols, and minerals and vitamins that you need to really support your prostate health. And more importantly, if you have an enlarged prostate, to help to bring it back down into the normal range. So the first one we'll look at is walnuts. Walnuts are one of the best foods that you can eat to support a healthy prostate gland. They're loaded with selenium. Now, selenium is a key trace element that's very important for lots of hormone functions, in particular the regulation of your testosterone. So, and also it helps with the thyroid. So if you're low in selenium, that's going to leave your thyroid very vulnerable to overproduction of the thyroid hormone and sometimes underproduction as well. So you can have an underactive thyroid or an overactive thyroid if your selenium levels are not well balanced. So selenium is an important mineral which can help prevent prostate enlargement and even prevent prostate cancer. So make sure you've got walnuts in your diet or in your arsenal of tools. Number 2 is avocado, one of the world's healthiest superfoods, loaded with anti-inflammatory fats and nutrients. And they contain a lot of natural compounds, in particular one we're going to speak about rather at length today called beta testosterone, which reduces swelling in the prostate and helps the urine to flow freely, and it strengthens the immune system. So I know a lot of men are struggling, as I said earlier, with the urination. Sometimes when the bladder is impeded by the enlarged prostate, it restricts your ability to urinate and to remove toxins and impurities from the blood. So that could leave you in a very uncomfortable position. It could lead to buildup of urine in your bladder or your urethra, which could lead to urinary tract infections, burning when you urinate, burning when you wee. It can lead to prostate, problems when you're having intercourse. All these problems can be alleviated by making sure you have the right foods in your diet to prevent that buildup from happening in the first place, by making sure you know your status and, more importantly, know your foods. So we're going to really, as I said, drill down on some of the foods. In fact, we're going to tell you about 18 foods that you can use to really positively impact your prostate, especially if it's already enlarged. So avocado is number 2. Number 3, pumpkin seeds. Pumpkin seeds is a super powerhouse of nutrients that really helps to support the prostate function, and it's loaded with zinc. As we mentioned, zinc is one of the key minerals that regulates the function of the prostate, and it's really one of the things that's responsible for producing healthy sperm as well if you're trying to produce children. So eating pumpkin seeds helps to prevent testosterone from being converted into D-testosterone, which is the bad form of testosterone, as it's loaded with zinc, which is one of the main causes of prostate enlargement, is a hormone called D-testosterone, or DHT for short. It's a concentrated form of testosterone which is linked to hair loss in men and benign prostate hyperplasia or benign prostate hypertrophy, which is prostate enlargement, which increases with age. So pumpkin seeds are key. They are real powerhouses in terms of regulating and modulating your prostate. Then you've got shiitake mushrooms. Many men have too much estrogen in their body, which leads to weight gain, man boobs, erectile dysfunction, and an enlarged prostate as you get older. But luckily, these mushrooms contain aromatase inhibitors. These naturally block the conversion of testosterone into estrogen in the body. So again, it's knowing what these foods do, knowing what the foods are, and also knowing what they do, which really helps you to improve your body's ability to manage and regulate your hormones, because hormones are really important to maintaining good health. So the more you know about the hormones, is the better you're able to manage and regulate them. Okay. The next one is broccoli. Broccoli is another powerhouse. It contains a natural compound called indole-3-carbinol, which can block the growth of prostate cells. Because these cruciferous vegetables, especially the one type like broccoli, they contain a substance called sulforaphane, which removes toxins from the body in order to heal the prostate and to balance the hormones. So broccoli is a superfood for a reason, because it's very, very beneficial to the body in terms of chelating and gathering up toxins and helping them to be passed out very safely through your bowels. ACV, or apple cider vinegar, is another very good tool that you can use. And sometimes I said people have these in their house, but they may not realize the impact or how beneficial it can be towards them, improving their actual prostate health. And I know a lot of women use it for weight loss and weight management purposes, but it's also very good for men who are trying to manage a enlarged prostate or prevent themselves from developing that in the first place. So just drinking a tablespoon a day of raw unfiltered apple cider vinegar in a glass of water before each meal can help to regulate your blood sugar, which is also good for people with diabetes, which also can help to prevent your enlarged prostate, also inflamed prostate, or from developing into further symptoms. It's also used, as we said, as a natural aid for weight loss for those that are struggling to burn their weight, because it helps to really burn fat and cut through some of those extra cellular liquids that build up in the blood. Number 7, salmon, wild caught salmon. Now we mentioned wild caught salmon because we don't need to get confused with the farm salmon, because a lot of supermarkets, they'll do that farm salmon, which has got a lot of coloring, a lot of additives, a lot of pesticides, and a lot of chemicals that are going to be harmful to your body and to your hormones, and in particular your prostate. So if you're taking the farm salmon, you want to try and avoid that type of salmon, and make sure you try and stick to the one that says wild caught salmon. A lot of people ask me, what's the difference between, how do you know, how can you tell what's wild and what's farmed? Well, wild caught should, I'm not saying would, but it should always be labeled with the term wild caught salmon. That way it's caught in the wild. It's not caught from a farmed or controlled environment where it has exposure to a lot of pathogens, bacteria, infestations, infections, and stuff that you wouldn't really want to be associating with fish, because it's not in an open pond, like an open sea source where they have the flow of the river. They've got all the algae at the bottom that helps to purify the water, to purify the sea, purify the heavy metals. You don't always have that in these controlled farm areas. So try and make sure you have wild caught salmon, because it's very rich in omega-3s, which help to reduce the free radical damage to the prostate, which increases with age and have been shown to lower the risk of prostate cancer as well. So oily fish like salmon, also sardines and tuna are also other great options. Cod liver oil is another great option. If you don't like the taste of fish, you can always use a daily supplement of virgin cod liver oil in capsules. Now, cod liver oil, you've got to be careful, because you want to make sure that it is virgin cod liver oil, and the best type to get is the one called Icelandic cod liver oil, which is one of the best quality varieties. And you can always tell, because it will always say on the bottle that it's Icelandic cod liver. And it's interesting to know that you actually, you've got different type of fish oils, but the one that's really got the benefits is the liver from the cod, because you can get fish oils which have different properties in them, but if you really want to get the benefits of the anti-inflammatory benefits, you want to get the liver from the oil from the liver of a fish. So that's why it's called cod liver oil. And again, the best one to get is the Icelandic one. So cod liver oil is another good alternative if you don't like eating natural raw fish. Another fantastic component is green tea. It's well known for its medicinal properties, and it's rich in antioxidants, which help to reduce inflammation in the prostate and help to balance hormones like testosterone and estrogen. It helps to boost immunity and fight harmful pathogens in the body like viruses and other microbes. A lot of people maybe not realize that green tea is antibacterial, so it's got some really powerful properties in there that help to bring down bacteria levels in your gut. Okay. Number 10, garlic. Garlic is well known as one of the best anti-inflammatory foods in the world, as it contains a lot of healing compounds such as allicin and diallyl disulfide, as well as S-allylcysteine. These natural compounds in garlic have also been shown to reduce the size of the prostate and to help protect prostate tissues. So garlic is another very, very, very powerful food. I'm sure everyone has garlic or has access to garlic, but you didn't probably realize that it's something that you can use to mitigate against inflammation in the prostate. Also, if you just have the common cold or flu, we're coming into the winter season, you want to make sure that you're topping up your immune system. Garlic is a great tool, for fighting off viruses, fighting off bacteria, bringing down levels of bacteria if you have any high levels of infection or you have problems with your gut. Incorporating garlic into your diet, especially the raw garlic, you will have numerous benefits from your immune system, for your inflammation, for your prostate, for your hormones, for your, every area of your body is positively impacted by increasing your levels of garlic. Number 11, kale, one of my favorite foods. The body absorbs many dangerous toxins from the environment, such as pesticides, pollutants, heavy metals, and microplastics. And these can become what we call endocrine disruptors, which put your hormones out of balance and can lead to prostate problems. But when you have cruciferous vegetables like kale, it helps the liver to detoxify these chemicals and bring balance into your hormones and protect the prostate. Now, I use kale extensively. I love kale because where people used to use spinach, we tend to use kale as a replacement because we find it's got a lot more nutrients, a lot more benefits. But what we do is that we actually not cook it, I suppose you steam it basically for that 5-10 minutes in some hot water, make it nice and soft and palatable. Then you can add it to your stews, add it to your soups. We use it in so many different types of dishes, and it just really helps to chelate and to gather together any accumulation of those heavy metals in your gut and in your blood. And you find that because it's got good levels of fiber, you're able to pass them out in your stool relatively easily in the morning or whenever your bowels open up to move. So you want to make sure you're eating food that is not only nourishing your body, but it's also helping your body to remove harmful impurities such as chemicals, toxins, and endocrine disruptors. Number 12, Brussels sprouts. Brussels sprouts are known as the king of the cruciferous family and help to keep estrogen levels down in men. It's okay for women to have estrogen levels, but it's not such a good thing for men to have too much estrogen, because estrogen is an anabolic hormone, meaning that it causes things to grow like the prostate as well. So we must keep this low in the male body, and the male body will continue to increase in estrogen as it increases in age, and as the body's levels of testosterone and other male type hormones start to decrease. You have to be careful that your levels of estrogen don't start to increase too much, because then you might start to find yourself having the wrong type of shape and the wrong type of features. So using Brussels sprouts really helps to balance that and bring those levels down to keep you in a state of homeostasis. Now, while I'm going through this, don't forget, if you've got any questions, please type them in the chat, because we are going to get to questions towards the end. So we will make some time to answer all the questions. I know some people said that they've had questions that have not been addressed, but we're going to make sure that we get through all of your questions today, as this is Ask Juice Doctor. So any questions you have on any subjects related to today's talk, please feel free to type them in the chat. And we have a number of adjudicators who are online and available to make sure they highlight them, and we'll get them answered before we close. Okay, number 13, pickles. Pickles is recommended to eat pickled gherkins and other fermented foods regularly. Fermented foods are very, very good because they feed the friendly bacteria in the gut and help to strengthen your microbiome. Studies have shown that having more friendly bacteria can reduce inflammation in the body and reduce the risk of prostate problems. So the more you have an understanding of your microbiome and what it does, how it works, how it impacts your overall health, is the more you'll be able to feed it with the right levels of tools and resources that it needs to operate at optimal levels. So your microbiome is like that ecosystem in your body that consists of your bacteria, your fungus, your parasites, your microbes. These are all part of your microbiome. And the microbiome is responsible for making vitamins, for making the nutrients, for breaking down food, for helping with digestion, modulating your immune response. So the more you can, modulate, the more you can feed your microbiome with the right type of bacteria, with the right type of foods that feed the friendly bacteria, is the better that microbiome will be able to serve you. So we like to encourage people to use like pickled foods and fermented foods, because they provide some good raw materials for your healthy bacteria to actually proliferate and multiply. So sauerkraut. This is another excellent fermented food made from cabbage. It's one of the best sources of vitamin C in the world, which helps with urination, and it strengthens the immune system and reduces the risk of cancer in the prostate. So the more you have these type of foods, these sauerkraut and foods that are rich in vitamin C, is the better your levels of inflammation will be reduced, the better your levels of urination will also be, because a lot of people with prostate problems, as I said, they struggle with releasing their bladder or releasing the urine from their bladder because of the pressure that is placed upon it by the enlarged prostate. So the more vitamin C you have, or the more vitamin C you can get from different food sources, the better you'll be, because not everyone can get vitamin C from oranges, because the body may not always absorb it as well from oranges, but it may absorb it more from cabbage or from peppers, from bell peppers, or from cruciferous vegetables than it may do from fruits. So everyone's biological construct is different and very unique in its own different way. So the more variety of foods that contain the relevant vitamins and minerals that you need, is the better your body is able to access the relevant nutrients required for different roles and different jobs. Number 16, raspberries. Raspberries are, I love berries. I just love berries because berries are just so underrated. They have so much compounds and polyphenols and just positive nutrients that the body really utilizes, and they're so easy to get into the body. They're so easy to incorporate into your diet, but people don't really use them because they don't always know, or they don't understand the power that they possess. I mean, eating a small handful of berries each day can support a healthy prostate and also load your body up with antioxidants and vitamin C. They help to protect the prostate cells from free radical damage that comes with age. It's also a great tool for helping you with urination. Anything that has high levels of vitamin C is always going to help you to remove water from your body and to increase your levels of urination, because when you have your urine built up, it's again going to put more pressure on your bladder, which has already been pressurized by the enlarged prostate. So you can get stuff that helps to move the urine out through other means or other sources. Is always going to be advantageous and beneficial to you and to your health. So if you're using raspberries, you can also add blackberries, strawberries, and acerola cherries. I tend to make a berry smoothie pretty much every day because I love the fact that berries are so rich in antioxidants. They're so rich in some powerful phenols and compounds that really help support your blood. As you can see, the color is red. So any kind of red fruits or red berries and similar type of food sources that are red in color, they're going to be beneficial for building your blood. So if you want to have high levels of healthy blood with high levels of antioxidants and high levels of vitamin C that are going to remove the levels of, or bring down the levels of free radicals, try and incorporate lots of berries, strawberries, raspberries, lichen berries, blueberries, blackberries into your diet, into your smoothie. Have it with some coconut water, put some watercress. You've got a really fantastic smoothie, and you've got a lot of nutrients going into your body that your body can utilize because it's in a format that it recognizes. It's not been cooked, it's not been heated, it's not been fried, baked, or steamed. It's got all of the nutrients intact. So, getting some berries into your diet is always going to be a good thing. Now we come into the real heavyweight powerhouses, the real heavy hitters. We're talking saw palmetto. Saw palmetto is a powerful herb which reduces estrogen in the body and is often used for promoting and developing prostate health. It is one of the most common herbs used as a natural remedy for benign prostate hyperplasia because it helps men to urinate normally and reduces prostate swelling. But one of the key things that is really powerful and notable about saw palmetto is because it's very rich in beta testosterone. You mentioned beta testosterone because beta testosterone is one of those powerful compounds that really helps to promote healthy prostate function. So if your prostate is enlarged and you don't have any beta testosterone, you are going to run into problems. But having a good access to a good organic supply of beta testosterone is going to be really helpful in preventing your prostate from becoming enlarged and progressing into prostatitis or progressing into prostate cancer. So the more you have access to this fantastic superfood, is the better your prostate health will be. Okay, question. Is vitamin C passed out of your body quickly? Vitamin C, your body doesn't store vitamin C. it doesn't always mean that it's passed out your body quickly. It just means that the body will utilize it very, very quickly. 9 times out of 10, people are often deficient in vitamin C, even if they're taking supplements daily. Because you don't know your status, if you've not checked your status, if you haven't had a scan or you had some kind of test to test your levels, your serum levels of vitamin C, you're always going to be playing catch up, because you're going to think, right, I've taken my 1 gram or 2 grams of vitamin C, so I should be okay. But your body may be in need of maybe up to 10 grams or even more a day, because of the level of your immunity, the level of free radicals that the body needs to bring under control, that it requires vitamin C to perform that function. So if you're taking vitamin C and you haven't got a full understanding of the level, your status of the vitamin C level in your body, then you could find that your vitamin C is being depleted or being used up fairly quickly. If you have got an understanding of your vitamin C status, then you can obviously know the right amount of vitamin C to be taken on a regular basis to make sure you keep your body's levels maintained. Does it leave the body quickly? Yes and no. Yes and no. It depends on what, as I said, depends on the need of the vitamin C at the time. And once you've got that understanding, and you'd actually be able to tell actually sometimes, because you'll notice things like your nails will start to grow. When you've got good levels of vitamin C, your nails will grow. You'd have your wounds will heal a lot quicker. Obviously, your colds will be a lot harder for colds to develop. I mean, you'll still catch a cold, but it won't manifest into the fullness, and it will probably heal and recover. You'll be able to recover a lot quicker because your body's availability of vitamin C has enabled it to utilize it a lot faster and bring you into recovery a lot quicker in a short period of time. So yes, it's good to have vitamin C on a regular basis, and you do have some slow release vitamin C that actually releases over a longer period of time, so it actually stays in the body for a little bit longer. But in general, vitamin C does actually go through the body and can pass out as urine sometimes quickly. But what a lot of people aren't aware of is if you have the right levels or high levels of oxygen in the blood, your body can actually produce vitamin C. But only a few people even in the scientific community are aware of this. Now, we've worked with certain doctors and award-winning doctors, and he won a Nobel Prize winning doctors in Hungary, in Budapest. We had the pleasure of being able to be trained by this doctor, Robert Lyons, in Hungary, in Budapest, and we went through some really meticulous training and teachings on how you can increase the body's level of oxygen expression to the point where the body actually starts to produce its own vitamin C. So the body is very capable of producing vitamin C, but because we've always been taught, supplement, they've told us that the body can't store vitamin C. It's not completely true, but for conventional wisdom and conventional knowledge, that's what's been perpetrated out there, and that's what most people believe. But they've never actually put the body to a position where they can be shown otherwise. But we've actually had the pleasure of being able to witness this type of phenomena. So yes, the body can store vitamin C, but in general, it may pass out relatively quickly. Okay, another and our final powerhouse food source for today is stinging nettle. Please keep the questions coming. As I said, we will get to the rest of the questions in the chat once we get to the end of the presentation, which we will do in a few minutes. But stinging nettle root is one of the best anti-inflammatory herbs in the world. Taking this on a daily basis can reduce your estrogen in the male body, helping to treat and prevent prostate problems. It's also an adaptogen and helps to reduce stress naturally, so it has an impact on your adrenal function, which is also part of your endocrine system. So anything that impacts the prostate is going to be impacted by your adrenals, things like your hypothalamus gland, your adrenal gland, your pituitary gland, your pineal gland. These are all part of the endocrine system that all help to regulate and modulate your hormone response and hormone function in the body. So having stinging nettle as a part of your arsenal is going to really, weigh things in your favor when it comes to keeping your hormones, in particular your prostate, in balance. Even women, I've seen women use nettle root to really, great extent and having some really great results incorporated it, because it really helps them with things like menopause as well, because it helps to balance out your levels of particular hormones to make sure you don't have too much of the wrong type of hormone producing at the wrong time. So, as you can see, there are lots of foods and herbs that you can use and consume to protect and heal the prostate with age. But if you are overweight around your belly area, it makes you a little bit more likely to develop an enlarged prostate. Because as you get older, having lots of belly fat also means that you can have a fatty liver, which raises the estrogen hormone level in the body and can cause further prostate problems. So the more you have that fat around your gut and having that high levels of fat in your system is the more you're going to trigger the estrogen type hormones to start forming. So you go from having a fat belly, start developing man boobs. And, it's just not a nice place to be, because then you know that while you're seeing things on the outside manifesting, there's also going to be a lot of problems that are developing quietly or sometimes undetected on the inside. If this is the case, we highly recommend you following a healthy keto diet. And will perform some intermittent fasting to help to shed those excess pounds, or more importantly, doing a detox, because detox really helps to release the toxins out of your body, because oftentimes people have toxins in their body, which the body, when it tries to isolate those toxins, it will store it as fat. And when it stores it as fat, that means the body almost goes into fat storing mode. So people that are trying to lose weight, they'll find it hard to lose weight because they don't recognize that they're trying to get rid of the fat, but the body's saying, no, I need to hold on to the fat because you have too many toxins. And every time we isolate a toxin, we have to create a fat pocket or a fat bag to put that toxin in to keep it out of circulation. So sometimes your body's storing fat is an immune response to protect your vital organs and protect you from damaging yourself. So if you're trying to lose weight and you find you're not having a lot of success, maybe it's time for you to embark on a detox, because when you start to detox, you'll release the toxins. And the body will then say, right, the toxins are gone. I no longer have a need for these fat cells. So I release some of the fat. And we find that people, when they do our detox program, especially our 21-day detox or our 30-day detox, they always lose a minimum of about a stone without even trying, for the simple reason that they've released the toxins. And the body says, right, thank you very much for that. I'll release the fat as well. So detoxification is a very, very good way of reducing that excess belly fat. Alcohol and caffeine is another big problem, where if you have a lot of alcohol or consumption as part of your lifestyle, or you drink a lot of coffee, because people tend to drink coffee in the morning, it really puts a huge burden on your prostate, and it just causes a lot of problems, because in order to maintain optimal health, you want to try and keep your hormones and your nutrient levels really high, and keep the stimulants low, so that they're not going to be contraindicated against each other and causing further problems. So when you drink a lot of coffee, the caffeine from coffee and soda drinks can also make your symptoms worse and cause more problems with your urination. So if you really want to have additional hydration, try and stick to plain water or spring water. If you're a man that drinks lots of alcohol or drinks lots of coffee, definitely try and cut out the coffee, cut out the alcohol straight away if you don't want to run into further problems. If you already have an enlarged prostate, then definitely stop drinking coffee, because you may not be aware that this is actually making your situation worse and putting you at risk of going into prostate cancer. So try and cut out those beverages from being part of your diet if it's something that you have on a regular basis. So we've had a look at some of the foods and some of the plant-based compounds that contain a lot of very, very useful nutrients that you can use to help to strengthen your prostate and reduce your enlarged prostate, and even reduce your inflamed prostate if that's the thing that you're struggling with. These are foods that are very accessible, very well renowned for their prostate supporting properties and capabilities, and also very easily accessible once you know where to go. The only thing I say about foods is that 20-30 years ago, when the soil was a lot more healthy, we were having access to a lot more better quality of food. But nowadays, with the state of all the toxins and the pollutants and the chemicals that are released into the air, the soil is a lot more damaged than it was back then, where we had probably a little bit less use of some of these pesticides and chemicals. So now you may not always have the high levels of nutrients that we require available in the soil, or depends where you're actually getting your food from. Remember back in the day, we used to have real markets where we can go to a market and you get, you get a pound of this or a pound of that, a pound of tomatoes, etc. But now you don't have those markets. We have what we call supermarkets, which are basically glorified shops that they play the role of the market. They have a small section that has a few of the fresh produce, but a lot of that produce is sometimes genetically modified, or it's laced with colorings and chemicals and preservatives to make it look really nice and appealing. And you know, when you take them home and you see that the peppers, for example, they're really shiny because they've got a very deep and thick film on them that keeps them looking nice and bright, so it makes it look nice and attractive for you to pick it up in the store under the lighting. But when you come home, you find that that greasy film is still there, and that film, you're still going to take it into your body when you start to cook or ingest that food. So you're taking a lot of pesticides and chemicals into your body alongside your food, which is also going to have a very negative effect on your hormones and, more importantly, the balance of your hormones. And we did a talk a few weeks back on the impact of your food and the poisons that are affecting your food. And one of the key ones is the pesticides, because pesticides are sprayed on these foods, on these crops. And the reason why they affect your hormones is because they use a lot of endocrine disruptors to damage or destroy the bugs. They basically want to stop the bugs from reproducing the following year, so that the harvest is not damaged or is not reduced or restricted because of the damage from the bugs. So they interfere with the bug's ability to reproduce itself, which is by interfering with its endocrine system or its hormone system. And when those foods are put into the supermarket or on the shelves, and you then buy those foods, you ingest those foods with all those chemicals on them and in them, you then start to ingest those chemical functions and activities that will start to interfere with your reproductive system. And that's why we're seeing an inordinate amount of ladies that are coming to us with endometriosis, polycystic ovaries, fibroids, and all different types of reproductive problems, as well as men having a lot of prostate problems as well, because their endocrine system has been interfered with by these endocrine disruptors, because they've disrupted the natural flow of their hormones because of the pesticides that have been dumped on their food, and they have no clue whatsoever. So they're going in thinking, what's wrong with me? They're taking all types of medicines and things to try and fix them, but not realizing that the thing that they're eating is what's contributing or causing the problem in the first place. So knowing your foods, and one of the things we recommend, knowing what to do, is having a thing called Veggie Wash. We have a product called Veggie Wash, and we always recommend it. In fact, we give it to all our clients now. Standardly, we give every client Veggie Wash, because we've seen that everybody's got a level of endocrine disruption happening in their body. So we always give them the Veggie Wash to help to break down that shiny film, break down those chemicals, and break down those pesticides that are contaminating their food, so that when they actually eat the food, the foods are now chemical and pesticide free, and they're going to release or reduce the burden that these chemicals and pesticides will place on their immune system, and more importantly, their endocrine system, their hormones. So looking at some supplements for what you can use to replace or to augment and support or to supplement the plants or the foods that you're eating naturally. We have identified our 5 key ingredients for any good prostate supplement, because as I said, sometimes you can't always get the nutrients that you need from your food. So you definitely want to invest in some form of supplement regime so you can get what you need from other sources. So saw palmetto is definitely a must. We talked about that earlier. A shrub like palm tree, from which berries are naturally rich in beta testosterone, which is that key compound that really helps to support prostate health, bring down inflammation, bring down enlargement, and just bring your prostate function back to normal, as well as other plant sterols with powerful antioxidant properties. While beta testosterone is the most potent, the entire complex of plant sterols contained within saw palmetto work together synergistically to provide comprehensive support for an enlarged prostate and relief from frequent bladder urges. So if you're a person that's frequently waking up in the night to go to the toilet to urinate because your prostate is placing a lot of pressure on your bladder, then making sure you have some saw palmetto in your regime or in your arsenal is definitely going to be of great benefit and advantage to you. Again, stinging nettle, the leaves or the roots of the stinging nettle, like saw palmetto as well, they contain a broad array of plant steroids that help protect the prostate against inflammatory free radicals, because these free radicals are always busy developing in the body and causing a lot of oxidation, which then starts to break down your cells and cause a lot of problems for your body's natural function. So when you have this flowering perennial plant, it contains a lot of other beneficial compounds that help to strengthen your bladder and strengthen your lignans and your polysaccharides and your agglutinins. These are all powerful compounds that are already in the body that require some of the compounds that are in these plants to activate them and to bring them into optimal function. Now, another big, powerful key nutrient or supplement that we always recommend for people with any type of prostate problem, or even not, if you don't have a prostate problem, eat lots of tomatoes, have lots of lycopene, because lycopene is a natural pigment that gives tomatoes its reddish hue color. It's an anti-inflammatory carotenoid compound which tends to accumulate naturally in the prostate tissues and has been shown not only to enhance the antioxidant response of normal prostate cells, but also to help reduce prostate epithelial cell growth in both in vitro and in vivo studies. So they've done it in a petri dish, and they've also studied it in humans, in live humans. So having tomatoes as part of your diet is going to be a massive, massive game changer in the levels of your health, your prostate health, and the reduction of your risk of developing an enlarged prostate or prostatitis or even prostate cancer. And I was looking at some research and looking at some studies just recently, just to see the levels of prostate cancer in Africa as a whole, as a continent. And I did find that when they compared the cases of prostate cancer amongst, say, African-American men in America compared to African men in their indigenous environment, the men in Africa had much lower levels of prostate cancer than the Americans, their counterparts in America. And why is that? Because if you notice, Africans, they have a lot of what you call stews or soups, where they use a lot of fresh tomatoes, a lot of fresh peppers. And that's like the base of any soup or any stew they make. They always start with tomatoes, onions, peppers, etc. And that's how they start the foundation of in most of the meals or the stews that they have. Then they have it with some, some cassava or some yam or some, another type of starch. But when they've had that high ingestion of tomatoes, they've got access to the high levels of lycopene, and that's now been translated into having lower levels of prostate cancer. So I'm still, the jury's still out. I'm still studying the research, but the preliminary findings so far have shown that there's a massive difference between the levels of prostate cancer in African countries compared to African American. I think, if I remember off the top of my head, where they did a test or a study of, I think they did the numbers based on per 100,000. In Africa, it was like 8 or 9 per 100,000 compared to 80 or 100 up to 150 per 100,000 men in the US. So lycopene has a massive, massive impact on your prostate health. So trying to get some tomatoes in to prevent you from having prostate problems rather than waiting until after you've already developed it. Now, we mentioned pumpkin seed earlier. For supplementation, pumpkin seed is a must-have supplement in any type of prostate supplement worth its salt, because they combine the benefits of each of the new ingredients that we mentioned earlier in one compound-rich antioxidant package. It's also rich in plant steroids and carotenoids. Pumpkin seeds help limit the growth of prostate cells while also increasing urine flow. In addition, they are a natural source of zinc, which is a powerful anti-inflammatory mineral in which men with enlarged prostate are always deficient. So if you have enlarged prostate, you're going to have some problems with your zinc. So always try to make sure you have a good source of zinc available, whether you have a zinc supplement directly. We tend to do nano zinc because we find it's very more bioavailable. Or if you want to use the capsules, make sure you have at least 30 to 50 milligrams to make sure you're having, more the higher end of the dosage range, because you may have problems with absorption depending on the state of your gut and your colon. Now, what we have done, because we know that sometimes people don't always have the means or the time to go and research for the best source or the best quality of plants or best quality of food or the best quality of supplements, we've gone to the measure of putting a powerful supplement together for you that we find very effective when it comes to managing and supporting men's reproductive health, in particular their prostate. So we've got a product called Prostate 5, which contains all of the above that we mentioned. It has your salt palmetto, it definitely has your pumpkin, it has your stinging nettle, it also has dandelion, it also has burdock. Burdock is a very, very powerful root that helps to really encourage urination and to bring down any levels of inflammation within the prostate. And it's very rich in zinc and also the selenium and all the other powerful phenols and compounds. So Prostate 5 is a very, very powerful product that we have, and something we always recommend and advocate people to have in their arsenal. And we always tend to recommend people to use it for at least 3 months at a time, because when you take these products, you don't want to just rely on one product, because the body doesn't work in isolation. It works as a holistic unit. So the more support you provide for the surrounding and supporting systems, is the better the one that you're trying to impact overall will be able to receive and utilize the help. That's why we always recommend when you're doing any kind of supplement program, you do it over a 3-month period. Research has also shown that 3 months of daily use really helps significantly to increase the likelihood of having a lasting improvement. So just looking at some of the timelines and things you can expect when you do like a good supplement program over a 3-month period. In month 1, the first thing you notice is that you may start to feel you can completely empty your bladder, because a lot of people are struggling to empty their bladder, which allows you to sleep longer and have a much better quality of night sleep with fewer interruptions. In month 2, you may notice a stronger urine stream, resulting in less dribbling and straining each time you visit the bathroom. And in month 3, you then can start to develop or start to notice more peak prostate support, where you start to find your prostate is functioning on a much more optimal level, and you may experience significantly fewer urinary urges, both at night and during the day, and you'll also have better control over your bladder and more confidence in the bedroom. So we've gone as far as to say, rather than just use or rely on one product, we've put together a powerful men's health combo, because we know that a lot of people who are suffering with enlarged prostate, they don't only have the enlarged prostate problem, they have all the associated side issues, such as low libido, erectile dysfunction, having even sometimes low mood, depression, having bladder issues, having low stamina, having low energy, and also having some levels of constipation. So when you have a high level of constipation, remember your prostate is in quite close proximity to your rectum, to your anus. So you want to make sure you keep that area clear as well, because any kind of backage or blockage that backs up in that area could then lead to more bacteria affecting and, more importantly, infecting the prostate, which could then lead to inflammation, which then starts to give you that prostatitis profile. So the more you can do to keep that area clear is the better you can do. So with our men's health combo, we've put together our 5 most powerful tools that we've seen very fantastic results with, that when they're combined together synergistically, they've really been able to produce some phenomenal results. So the first one we have is Man Up. Man Up is very rich in all of the amino acids. So it's got your nitric, your L-arginine, which is like nitric oxide, which really helps to open the blood vessels to really increase the blood flow, the blood supply. So if you're having problems with your erections or your muscle function, you're going to get a much greater flow of blood flowing to those organs, to those members, by having the nitric oxide or the L-arginine that provides that. Then you've got your L-glutamine, which helps with your mood. It also helps to boost your brain. You've got your L-glycine. These are all some really powerful amino acids that really have powerful functions in the body. But when you combine them together, you'll just find you have like a real powerhouse of resources available to your body and your muscles, and your body really gets excited and utilizes them to really great effect. A lot of people aren't aware that amino acids are actually the building blocks of your DNA. So your body relies on a constant supply of amino acids to build your protein, which then builds the tissues, which then actually regenerates your body and regenerates your cells. So Man Up is a powerful raw material to provide those tools that you really do feel the impact of pretty much straight away. Then we've got hempkin. Hempkin seed oil is another fantastic infusion, where we've combined hemp seed oil, which is very rich in omega-3 essential fatty acids, and also pumpkin. So hence the name hempkin. So it's got the best of both worlds, the best of all the powerful polyphenols and compounds in hemp seed oil, along with the powerful minerals and nutrients and compounds in pumpkin seed. As we mentioned earlier, it's rich in selenium, it's rich in zinc, it's rich in magnesium, it's rich in phosphorus, all of the really powerful electrolytes that your body needs to really bring down inflammation and support overall prostate function and reproductive function on the whole. And then we've got our Prostago 5, which is the Prostate Go 5, which has got your 5 key compounds in there, which have all been combined, very perfectly and synergistically together to really provide some optimal prostate support in terms of, reducing the chances of you even developing an enlarged prostate or any kind of inflamed prostate, because of the compounds and the nutrients that are combined together. They really help to support that area. If you notice, not every man who gets over 50 has enlarged prostate or prostate problems. But if you follow the Western diet and you're not intentional about doing the right preventative actions and taking the right preventive measures, you will find yourself becoming a statistic and having enlarged prostate. But those who don't, they're a little bit more intentional. They make sure they eat the right foods. They've got the right levels of minerals, the right level of nutrients, the right levels of compounds fed into their body that ensures that those problems never materialize or become a part of their life. So having things like Prostate 5 are great preventives that help to prevent you from getting to that situation by making sure your body has access to all the relevant tools. If you are already in a state of disorder or disease where your prostate is enlarged or inflamed, then Prostate is one of the definite first go-tos that you should definitely have as part of your arsenal to make sure you can bring that inflammation down or bring that enlargement down and bring it back into order. Again, we recommend you doing at least 3 months, so using 3 bottles of that particular product to make sure you get maximum benefit. Then we've got the Oxyflush. Oxyflush is king. They call it King Oxyflush because Oxyflush really helps to cleanse the colon and flush out all the impurities and really break down the waste matter that's accumulated in that environment to ensure that things don't get to hang around and start to develop or build up or provide a breeding ground for harmful pathogens that can then place another burden on the immune system. So if you're always struggling with constipation or struggling with, regular bowel movements, Oxyflush really helps to flush out and break down all that harmful waste. And it does it very gently and very naturally because it uses magnesium and oxygen, and it just pulls all of those resources into the gut, and it uses water and the oxygen to break down any impacted fecal matter that may be stuck to the walls, that may be clogging up your system, preventing your body from absorbing the nutrients or from, breaking down your foods or actually digesting your food properly, and more importantly, from eliminating them once that digestive process has been completed. And that's when you start to develop constipation. And if you start having that constipation environment that stays there for too long, that's going to put a burden and have a negative impact on your prostate. So keeping the prostate area clear and keeping the colon clear also really helps to support the health and the function of your prostate. So Oxyflush is definitely included and definitely a very powerful contributor to that combo. And then lastly, we have Manhood. Manhood is another favorite of ours because we have a lot of men that are struggling with erectile dysfunction. And they said rather than take Viagra, they'd rather have something more natural. So Manhood contains things like Tribulus, terrestris, holy goat weed, some really powerful compounds and phenols that really support libido, they support energy, they support stamina, they support performance, because you have things like shatavari in there as well. So these are all blood cleansers that really stimulate the flow of blood to your member and really help to give you that confidence and to support your masculinity so you don't feel inadequate in any area or in any department, especially when it comes to the bedroom. So Manhood really helps to support that. So when you combine the Manhood with the Man Up, with the Hempkin, the Prostate, the Oxyflush, you really have a very, 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 very super powerhouse of tools that not only prevents you from getting into problems, but also helps you to address it or to reverse it if you found yourself already drifting into that drop zone. And then lastly, we have our bonus pack that we've thrown in today to really give people that additional support to make sure you've got all the tools, because sometimes people will start to embark on a program or embark on a journey of lifestyle change and changing what they eat and how they eat, but they don't always know what are the right things to eat or the right things to put into their body once they've started stop or once they've taken out some of the things that they know are bad. So we've incorporated some bonus products where we add a gut-specific microbiome smoothie guide, where you have all the smoothie ingredients that have all the prostate supportive or hormone supportive ingredients with all the information and evidence that backs them up, so you know that you're eating the right foods for the right reasons, or you're incorporating the right ingredients into your smoothie that's going to help your situation. We then have done the same thing with a 7-day meal plan. The 7-day meal plan really helps to provide you all the foods and ingredients that you need to have a very, very healthy prostate. And if you are already in problems, it provides all the nutrients and foods that you need that have been very heavily and extensively researched to make sure that you have the right foods in your basket, and more importantly in your kitchen. So that's again something that's valued at about £140 for that. Then you've got the bonus number 3. We've got the alternative food shopping list that people really find useful, because when they go to the shops, they don't know what to buy, they don't know where to go, they don't know where to start. They're thinking, I want to do this thing right, but I haven't got the right information. So we make sure we provide the healthy alternative food shopping list. And then you've got the access to our Transformer community. And then we've got our access to our regular newsletter that we provide on a monthly basis. So all of that total bonus pack comes to £500. And then you've got a pack of the product, which is actually £250 for the actual combo, which is the 5 products, the Man Up, the Hempkin, the Prostate 5, which is actually 3 bottles, and the Oxyflush and the Manhood. So today, the whole package would cost you £750, £800, but we're doing it for £250, and we're going to give you all of the additional bonus products in regards to the bonus 1 to 5, i.e. the gut-specific microbiome smoothie guide with all the smoothie recipes, the gut replenishment 7-day meal plan that helps you to really balance your hormones and get all the foods that you need to really strengthen your reproductives, bring your prostate gland down, take you out of inflammation, and even prevent you from developing cancer. Then you've also got the healthy alternative food list. You've also got the access to the Transformer community, and then you've got access to the newsletter. So all of that, we're throwing that in for the £250 pack that you get for the men's health, reproductive, and prostate care pack. But we are only going to give the bonus pack for those that purchase the pack today. Today. It's only available to those that purchase the pack today. If you want to purchase the pack, you can pick it up from vivonutrients.com. When you go to the website and you just type in the men's health, just type in men's health, and it will come up pretty much straight away. www.vivonutrients.com, and you type in men's health or prostate, and the pack will come up. And anybody that purchased it today, once you purchase it today, you will automatically get the bonus pack with all the information sent to you absolutely free of charge as a thank you for not only turning up today, but also for sharing the information with those in your peers. Lastly, we spoke about last week about the scan, the non-invasive prostate health scan, because I know a lot of people don't know their status and they want to actually find out what is the state of their prostate, rather than go through that invasive procedure of having that, somebody have to put their hand into your rear end to really go and start prodding about. You don't need to do that because technology has advanced so far. We have, the technology that enables us to do the scan for your prostate through your hand. As you can see, this is a report card from a gentleman we did on the 15th of November. He has a enlarged prostate. As you can see, the one at the top, on the top right-hand side, where it's in the yellow, because green is where things should be in the normal. They should be ordinary there in the green. Blue is a little bit out of range. Yellow is very out of range, and red is severely out of range on the way to developing cancer. So when you look at your prostate, we can see here on this card, which is one of about 40 different reports that you get. You can see the state of your prostate if it's enlarged. You can see the state of the prostate if it's inflamed. You can see the prostatic inflammation or the prostatitis syndrome, which is at the bottom. And then you can see if there's any calcification, where there's other things going on in your blood that maybe you're lacking certain minerals like magnesium, zinc, etc., that will cause calcification start to build up, which will add to your enlarged prostate and make it become hardened, so which makes it an even more perfect environment for cancer cells to start to develop. So by you doing the scan, it really helps to identify not only the state of your prostate, but more importantly, the state of the minerals and vitamins that are contributing to that situation developing in the first place, as we showed you earlier. If you haven't got enough zinc, if you haven't got enough selenium, if you're low in phosphorus and some of the other key vitamins and minerals that really contribute to maintaining and sustaining good prostate health. So just you doing that body MOT prostate and reproductive health scan will really help you to identify your risk and then be able to take the relevant action to prevent it from developing into whatever it wants to go to, depending on what the state of your body is. So we did that scan is normally £250. We did a special offer last week, and some people said they really wanted us to do it again. So we're going to do it again this week for £150. Again, for those that want to take advantage, you simply head over to vivonutrients.com and you type in men's health, and the scan will come up, and also the combo pack will come up, and you can purchase that today, and you can book in for your appointment anytime between now and January. And that way we'll go for all the reports. We'll look at your vitamins, we'll look at your minerals, we'll look at your digestive system, look at your brain, your memory, your neurotransmitters, we'll look at your gut. We do quite a lot. We do a whole lot. It takes about an hour to go through everything, but it's very, very detailed and very, very thorough. And it enables you to be able to make informed decisions. So thank you so much for those that have joined. That's the end of the presentation for today. I want to make sure that we give people an opportunity to ask questions. If you haven't already followed us on Instagram, you can scan the screen on your page, or if you're watching it on YouTube, you can scan your screen now. Or I think you can have to get access to the Instagram on YouTube as well. Just follow us at ask.juicedoctor ask.juicedoctor. You can follow us on Instagram and have access to all of our videos and our tips and tips that we share. We have lots of hacks and health hacks that we use and foods and things that we give away via our Instagram page. So if you've not already interacting, join us and follow us. It's a lot of fun. We do have a lot of fun on our socials. So try and join us and take part in the journey. Thank you for listening. Thank you for taking the time to be with us. If you want to email or to ask us to come and present or to have any kind of particular topics you want us to cover, feel free to send us an email at askjuicedoctor@gmail.com, or you can give us a call on the phone number 0207 175 0052, or you can check us out on Instagram, where you can interact with us, send us a direct message, and we'll always get back to you within 24 hours. Or you can go to our YouTube channel, which is Ask Juice Doctor, just Ask Juice Doctor, or our websites where we have mihealthcaregroup.net or www.oxyflush.net. So thank you so much once again. It's really been a good sharing with you. I've seen a lot of questions coming up in the chat, so let's quickly run over to the chat and see what we can find. Thank you so much, Aaron. Brilliant info and reducing prostate. I've passed it on. Thank you so much, Angelina. Maxwell, if you start using these stuff, will you celebrate? Will you become dependent on them? Oh, very good question. Let's type this question up. Let's get these questions up. Okay, Maxwell's asked, if you start using these stuff, will you become dependent on them for life? The reason why we love using these plant-based products, because plant-based products are different from chemical-based products. Plant-based products provide nutrients, and the body knows how to utilize nutrients to repair and regenerate itself. So once you've got the right levels of nutrients in the body with all the coenzymes and the cofactors that the body needs to ingest and digest that particular food or nutrient, the body will then repair whatever was in a state of disrepair. Example, if you have an enlarged prostate and your prostate is not functioning, it's putting a lot of pressure on your bladder, and you start to incorporate the Prostagol, and you start to incorporate the Man-Up, and you start to incorporate the OxyFlush, and it clears away a lot of the debris, and it takes a lot of the burden off, it reduces a lot of the oxidation that was impacting that situation in the first place. Guess what? That situation is going to remain like that until you start to damage yourself again by ingesting the foods that contribute to that situation in the first place. So yes, it will start to fix and repair you, but if you don't change your diet and you don't change your lifestyle, you will have to keep coming back and doing it over and over and over again. But when you've taken the products and you use them, because you do get a program, you do get instructions, and you've incorporated the diet, you've incorporated the smoothie, you've incorporated the meals, the foods, we're going to help you to move away from a diet that's going to be conducive to developing prostatitis and enlarged prostate and prostate cancer. It's very hard for you to go back to that way of living and having those sort of associated problems. So no, you don't need to depend on it for life. It's not like chemical-based medication where it's only treating the symptoms. It's actually getting to the root of the problem and helping you to work with you or work with your body to address things at a cellular source or at the root source, so that once it's corrected, it's only if you, through ignorance, go and make the same mistake of bringing the wrong foods in, being nonchalant about your health, and not being intentional about maintaining your health, that you will end up having to maybe redo some aspects of the program. You probably won't have to do the whole thing again, but you may just need to do some parts of it just to maintain, to prevent any rogue uprisings from developing and trying to restart the same situation all over again. So that's a fantastic question, Maxwell. Thank you for asking. Anthony, another question. Is it safe to blend a combination of the foods mentioned? Absolutely. Food is something that you do in enjoyment. If you look around nature, everything you see in nature is about abundance. You never see a bush with just one twig or one tree. You don't see a cluster of leaves. You'll see a cluster of bushes or a cluster of plants. So when you're dealing with things in nature, you always want to think abundance. You don't want to think in restriction or lack. You want to think abundance. So the more of the right type of compounds and the right type of minerals that you combine together, is the more resources that the body's going to have access to then start to repair and to fix whatever was going wrong. So yes, it's 100% safe to blend a combination of the foods mentioned, because if you have them in a meal, the body's going to be able to separate the phenols from the compounds from the amino acids from the fatty acids. That's why you have a good digestive system. So the more resources that you give the body, is the better equipped the body will be to repair or fix whatever is going wrong. Another very good question. What was number 15? Ola, what was number 15? You know what? Number 15. Let me go back to number 15 real quick. Number 15. Number 15. Let's go to number 15. Number 15 was DIM. I didn't want to talk about DIM because we don't want to talk about vegetable supplements. We want to talk about supplements that we know. It's very, very well spotted though. Basically, it's a supplement of certain vegetables that have been put together to help to kind of provide an alternative source. But we're trying. When I put it in, I thought, no, I don't want to go there with encouraging people to use supplement and rely on supplements. So that's why I left it out on purpose. But thank you for highlighting it. I'm glad that you're paying attention. But yes, we didn't want people to get into the habit because Maxwell asked, do you have to do these things for life? We don't want people to do things for life. We want you to make the changes that are going to sustain you for life. We don't have to be doing these things and like replacing one medicine for another. We want you to do something that's going to be able to bring about the changes and bring about the correction that you then maintain with your diet and with your food and with your knowledge. We don't want you to have or be incorporating foods or supplements that you then have to take for the rest of your life or for a longer period, because that's what DIM kind of is. It's one of those type of supplements that actually it replaces. We don't want to replace, we want to supplement, we want to augment. It replaces some of the actual natural foods themselves. So we want to try and get you into a habit of using the real food and getting the benefit from them in their natural environment. What about bok choy? Is bok choy good for prostate? Absolutely. All cruciferous vegetables, all vegetables are very good for prostate. The more nutrients, the more leafy greens you have, is the better your body's going to be to remove a lot of these heavy metals and toxins from your blood. Because the more the toxins accumulate in the blood is the more they're going to get to the organs and start to contaminate those organs. As we said, if you have too many chemicals or pesticides, and then they use those pesticides to interfere with the reproductive system of the bugs. If you have these things hanging around in your blood, they will very soon start to interfere with the reproductive system of you or the host. So the more you can use foods to chelate those and gather them together and pass them out through the bowels or through the bladder or even through sweating, the better it's going to be for you. So the more leafy greens that you have, like bok choy, pak choy, celery, cranberry juice, these things are really helpful and useful to bring about the end result that you require. Let's see if there's any other questions. Please, number 15, stinging nettle. How do you prepare the sting? Okay, Max, so you have to type that question because I don't understand that. How do you prepare the sting? How do you prepare the sting? Don't understand that. Does nettle tea have the same effect? I hardly get colds. COVID didn't affect me much when I had it. I think Kenrick, thank you, Kenrick. I think Kenrick wrote that because he is taking vitamin C on a regular basis. And yes, once you've got a vitamin C on a regular basis, it builds up in your system, it builds up in your body. So your body always has a reserve that it can draw from. So anytime you become a bit low, it's going to draw for that reserve where you've built it up from having it in different formats, not just having it from supplements, but having it from food, having it from fruits, having it from different food groups that will really help to provide a very good source and a lasting source that you can actually use over a longer period. So the more you get your nutrients from your food, the better. But when you can't, we recommend you use supplements, but only for a short period of time. Hence, we said do our program, do the male reproductive health combo, the healthcare pack for 3 months. The 3-month part of it is only really the Prostate Gold, because Prostate Gold has all the really long-term powerhouses that really help to bring your prostate back into order if it's got into a state of disorder. But the Man Up, the Hempkin, the Oxyflush, the Manhood, they all help to work on the surrounding areas which may be affected as a result of your prostate going into a state of disorder. So thank you so much for all those that have joined today. We really hope that you were able to absorb the information. You found it useful in a way that you can actually utilize it and impact it and impart it into your life, because we really want to see people making the right changes. But often you can only make the changes once you understand or once you have the knowledge to actually know where to change and what to do to actually make that change, and how you can use the knowledge that you now have along with the tools to actually bring about a positive change in your particular life. So our job is about putting your health back in your hands and providing with the knowledge, the tools, and the understanding to facilitate that. So I really hope that we've been able to impart some of that information to you today, and that you're now going to take this video first and foremost and take action for yourself, And then secondly, that you're going to share it with as many people, men in particular, and women as possible, because everybody has access to men. Everybody has a brother. Everybody has a father. Everybody has an uncle. Everybody has a nephew. I'm sure some of you also have sons as well that will definitely benefit from this information. We give it to you freely. We've given it the time to make sure we can make it available, because it's something I'm very passionate about, because I do see a lot of men, and we do see a lot of men who are actually really suffering from not having access to knowledge or not knowing what to do, and the GP's fobbing them off, telling them you can't have an appointment for 3 months, or sometimes even 6 months or even longer, and they're wondering what are their options. So we've said let's get information put together and put out there so that men can consume and then start to take action and take the relevant steps for themselves. So please make sure you share this video and share the link, share the YouTube as well, because it's live on YouTube. Share it, like it, subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can get notifications on when we're going to be going live again. Also, like us and join us and share our videos on Instagram as well, on ask.juicedoctor. And we'll definitely look forward to interacting with you. And if you have any questions about any particular areas, please feel free to ask. If you've bought your package, thank you. A couple of people bought the package already. I've just had a notification. If you haven't bought the package, please make sure you head over to vivanutrients.com, grab your package, or get it as a Christmas present. It's a great present for your uncles or your dad. A lot of people are actually doing that. I found a few people when they came to the clinic the other day. They said, "Oh, let me get one of these for my dad, because I fed up buying him shirts. They've got enough shirts. He hasn't used the last 5 shirts that we bought him, or they haven't used the last 5 ties that you bought him, or none of the things that you're buying they're actually using. But if you give them, there's nothing better than giving them the gift of good health. So make use of the products and try and give somebody that you love the gift of good health." Okay, nettle tea is very good as well. Yes, Angelina. Thank you, Angelina, asking lots of questions. Nettle tea is very good. Or how do you prepare the stinging nettle? Yes, you can actually. It's better you buy it from a reputable source or supplier, and then you boil it. You boil it for about 5-10 minutes and strain it and then drink it. Stinging nettle is very good. They do have a lot of teas that have made the tea. They made it into a tea, and you can just boil the tea in the tea bag, or you can actually just get the root itself. The nettle root is better than the leaf. The leaf is good as well, but it's better to use the root, because the root really helps to provide the relevant compounds and phenols that you need for the root, the man root. So roots are better in that regard. So rather than the leaves also have their benefit. They're good for things like skin, hair, and other parts of the body. So every part of the plant has a use within the body. So the more, as I said, the more you know, is the more you're able to utilize it to its greatest effect. Okay, so that's it for me today. So we're going to be here again next week. Make sure you keep in touch through our socials, because that's where we share the information. If you haven't already booked your appointment from last week, because we did have a slightly different deal last week, make sure you get in touch. I know a few people got in touch with me already. I'm going to make sure I get back to them this evening to share the new link for them, and for those that want to use or take advantage of the Man Restore package, the healthcare pack with the combo. You can always visit the website at vivanutrients.com and make sure you've given yourself a gift of good health for the new year. Alrighty, that's all for us today. Thank you so much, Ronnie. Thank you for all those that have joined. Thank you very much, Mr. Earl. What's the best? Oh, let me take this last one real quick. What's the best way to get rid of? I think that's moobs. I like that. Man boobs. Well, as you said, do a detox. You've got to start with the detox, because you've got to get rid of the fat around the belly first. So start with a 21-day detox. Again, you've got lots of detox combos on the website, 7-day, 14-day, and 21-day. But start with the detox, because the detox will then remove the toxins that the body is actually holding on to, that's causing the body to store fat, that's making your gut area stay fat, and then start to develop into the boob. So do a 21-day detox. Start incorporating some intermittent fasting, because if you don't get rid of the toxins, don't get rid of the parasites that are giving you the cravings in the first place, you're going to just keep going round and round in circles, try and lose weight, and then you just get more frustrated and you end up eating more just to make yourself feel good because of your lack of progress in what you're trying to achieve. So yes, man boobs is very easy to get rid of, but you have to actually have the information and the knowledge. And if you want to get some guidance, we're always here to help you. If you log into our Ask Juice Doctor, we love answering questions. We give a lot of information for free, where people come for their consultations. So pay for this information, because when you pay attention. All right, that's it for me. Thank you so much once again. God bless and good night.
Gentlemen, welcome to an evening of profound insight into men's health. We are delighted to introduce our distinguished speaker for this special event, the eminent Aaron Warden, also known as the Juice Doctor. The Juice Doctor, a clinical nutritionist, detox specialist, and integrated wellness practitioner, is a beacon of health and wellness. Join us every Thursday at 7 p.m. on Zoom as the Juice Doctor takes us on a transformative journey towards optimal health. Not only is the Juice Doctor a gifted speaker, but he's also the visionary force behind multiple revolutionary brands. Through Ask Juice Doctor, he fuses cutting-edge biotechnology with natural cleansing and juice nutrition to achieve optimal health and natural healing from within. And now, introducing Effective Man by Ask Juice Doctor, a health club for men, where he will embark on a journey to guide and coach men to their ultimate well-being. But that's not all. The Juice Doctor is also the driving force behind MI Healthcare, a multifaceted health practice offering cutting-edge solutions, personalized nutritional therapy, and naturopathy using the functional medicine approach. And last but not least, Vivo Nutrients, where the Juice Doctor promotes freedom through well-being, equipping people with the knowledge, tools, and lifestyle changes required to take charge of their health. The Juice Doctor starred on Super Size Kids, a 2-part Channel 4 investigation into childhood obesity. Viewers were given an open opportunity to witness the challenges obese children undergo. Don't wait any longer to embrace a healthier you. Join Juice Doctor's OxyFlush 5-Day Challenge. This challenge can change your life, supporting weight loss, immune function, and overall health. The Juice Doctor also designed a 21-day detox program to holistically heal and cleanse the body. Join forces with the Juice Doctor for a life-changing journey. In just 6 weeks, discover the power of holistic health, personalized nutrition, and expert guidance in reversing diabetes. Partner with the Juice Doctor for an 8-week journey to lower blood pressure naturally. Let's make hypertension a thing of the past. Ready to shine this summer? Join the Juice Doctor's Weight Loss Summer Challenge and embark on a journey to transform your body and revitalize your health. Join us as we explore different topics every week on Effective Man. This Thursday, we are going to dive deep into prostate health. Everyone, get ready for an evening of enlightenment and empowerment with Aaron Warden, the Juice Doctor. Join us every Thursday at 7 p.m. on Zoom.
So you want great health, optimum vitality. With health being a global priority and inflation skyrocketing, time and money matter more than ever. So start working smarter, not harder. Introducing OxyFlush by My Healthcare Group. Natural health solutions that provide real results. You see, great health begins in the gut. In fact, the father of modern medicine, Hippocrates, said all disease begins in the gut. Over 70% of your immune system is also in the gut, so it's critically important to keep this area in optimal condition. OxyFlush helps quickly remove accumulated waste and associated toxins from clogging up the colon and preventing proper absorption of nutrients beneficial to your health. The impact is felt body-wide as immune cells are freed up to attend to other areas in need of attention. So, working smarter couldn't be easier. Clean your colon, lose weight and show off the healthier you. Powered by My Healthcare Group, makers of OxyFlush.